Okay, so this is Spirituality and Stress, Chapter 9, Greenberg. All right, let's discuss spiritual health. So, for some individuals, spiritual health might mean adhering to a religious doctrine. For others, they might not adhere to a religious doctrine, but they have these guiding beliefs, values, or principles that give meaning and purpose to their life. Regardless if you adhere to a specific religious doctrine or if you don't, being spiritual will allow you to discover and express your purpose in life. It will allow you to help others and to help others achieve their full potential as well as your own full potential, and to experience love, peace, joy, and fulfillment in general. All right, religion. So, religion consists of specific rules, regulations, and responsibilities. There are religions that have the belief in the concept of life after death, such as reincarnation. But religion is related to the sacred, and the sacred is mystical or supernatural or God or the ultimate truth or reality. Moving on to spirituality. So like I mentioned previously, we might have some individuals that deny a connection with any organized religion, but they have a clear sense of how they behave spiritually. And for spirituality, individuals are going to define for themselves their rules, their regulations, and their responsibilities. Excuse me. But this involves a belief in something greater than yourself. This can be a connection to nature, or it can be being an altruistic individual. So how does spirituality help reduce stress? Well, spirituality provides social support. It allows individuals to be with others that have the same beliefs. And it also gives individuals a sense of control over a situation. Let's discuss a couple of theories how spirituality or religion affect our health. Okay, so the first is control theory. So when an individual feels like they have a certain degree of control over their stressor, that individual's health is going to be less affected by that stressor. And when it comes to the control theory, we have two different controls. We have a primary control and a secondary control. A primary control, that individual is attempting to change the situation. And secondary control, with the secondary control, we understand that we can't control the situation, but we are trying to control ourselves or our emotional reactions. And when it comes to these primary or secondary controls, religion or spirituality can function as both. So, a few examples of primary and secondary controls. So, primary control, remember, that is an attempt to change the situation. And individuals use prayer as the primary control. And prayer is actually the most common form of complementary alternative medicine, or CAM. And medical schools are now actually including spirituality in their coursework due to the belief in the power of prayer to heal. And our secondary controls, remember, secondary controls, we are trying to control ourself or our emotional reaction, and we can do that with meditation, contemplative prayer, rituals, and scripture readings. Moving on to the social support theory. So participation. So participating within these groups or sacred places can provide emotional, financial, or informational support. And having a sense of affiliation may help ease feelings of anger or anxiety. Moving on to the importance of spiritual health. It helps reduce stress. It improves general health. And research has shown that a lack of emotional or spiritual health causes heart disease. And if you participate in meditation, imagery, or group support, with affiliation of a church group, that can help decrease chronic pain, anxiety, stress, and depression. And it overall enhances connectedness with others. Moving on, talking about forgiveness. So forgiveness, this is the sincere intention not to seek revenge or avoid the transgressor, and replacing negative emotions with positive emotions. Individuals that forgive others report less illness, less back pain, this being due to less bracing. Individuals that forgive carry less anger, and therefore they carry less muscular tension. Individuals also report decreases in anxiety, depression, stress, and cholesterol levels. Moving on, talking about volunteering. So volunteering is a spiritual activity with numerous benefits. Individuals that volunteer experience a higher level of academic achievement and enhanced critical thinking and conflict resolution skills. Moving on to the physical and mental benefits associated with volunteering, there are increased levels of happiness, life satisfaction, self-esteem, and a sense of control over life. Individuals that volunteer also build their social networks. They meet individuals that are there for the same goal. Usually that goal is to help others. This will serve as a buffer to stress. This will reduce disease risk. It'll decrease mortality rate, and it will also help individuals cope with their chronic illness. Moving on to service learning. So service learning is excellent. This allows students to apply what they have learned in class in order to help their community. This helps the student apply what they've learned, and this also helps the community members as well. There's a very popular service learning site for kinesiology, nutrition, nursing, and occupational therapy students, and that place is the Timpani Center, and it's located behind Valley Medical Center in San Jose. And if you are looking for a service learning opportunity or an internship, I highly recommend looking into the Timpani Center if you are one of the majors that I just listed. Moving on, talking about soul print. So a soul print is the unique story of people and their reasons for being, their views of holy and holistic living, and unique patterns of their spirit. Spiritual disease is a condition in which people are not true to their spiritual selves. They live a life story that is inconsistent with their beliefs and values. And believe it or not, this actually results in physiological or psychological disease. This often happens actually pretty frequently when students leave home and they go away for college. And, they start kind of straying away from their spiritual or religious beliefs that were placed, when they were living at home. And they start living a life story that might be a little bit different from that. And some students, become ill, whether physiologically or psychologically, because they believe that they are living a life story that is inconsistent with their family beliefs and values. All right, so spirituality and SJSU students. So if you are looking for a spiritual or religious group to join at SJSU, this is a list of student-led organizations. All right, and that was spirituality and stress.